At the plate now, J.P. Crawford has homered in the last 2 games. He's hitting .210 right now, Bill, but he is in the final year of his contract, okay? So he's got Colt Emerson sitting down there in Tacoma playing well with his $95 million deal.
That's a lot of money in Tacoma, Paul.
It is, for sure. You get a nice place down there. How tough is it for Crawford to block all that out? Is it natural for him to feel some pressure?
I don't think so. This guy doesn't act like he feels pressure. He's very confident in the player that he is. He's had a long, very successful career with the Mariners. He's a confident player. He loves to hit when the game's on the line, which I think we've seen time and time again, especially recently. I think his season started slow because of the arm injury, and he had to kind of hit the ground running. He played 1 game, and boom, he's in the big leagues playing. And his defense is going to get better. His offense looks like it's starting to get better. So this guy, I think he's completely immune to thinking about being replaced. I think he thinks that his career is going to go on beyond this year. So he's trying to define what the next step contractually and where the next opportunity is going to be for him. He knows Colt Emerson is there. And my feeling, quite honestly, is Emerson's going to come up at some point. I don't think it's going to be at short. I think Crawford's your shortstop, and unless something dramatically happens to him, I think if you want to think about Emerson and what might happen, it's probably third base.
Yeah.
So, and that brings up a whole different set of dynamics.
Putting Donovan possibly to the outfield
Right.
then or the DH. I do want to get your thoughts. Cal Raleigh, last year this team, American League West champs. No secret, this team was fueled behind the big dumper. This season, Cal, okay. 7 home runs. Some would say less than okay. Some might say okay. 7 home runs isn't bad. Bill, we've talked to players when we talk about the WBC. They say, you know what? If you get the chance to play for your country, you play for your country. We've heard radio analysts saying this WBC messed them up. Former player. Somebody that's been there. Is that an excuse for a slow start for Cal Raleigh and everything he has to do?
Well, I don't think it prepares you well for the season. I think players need to be in spring training and have that 45 days to get yourself ready, to have your hitting guy there for you, to go to a backfield and get a bunch of at-bats or whatever it might be. And you see the 88s and the 77s and the 92s that are throwing the ball down the middle, and you kind of find your stroke. And there's a lot of time to get it ready. He goes to WBC. He's seeing guys that are on fire, just like he would see in the big leagues at an elite level. And he's not playing every day, and they're not playing every day. So that can't be good in helping him get ready to play. Plus, he's coming off a season that's prolific, unbelievable, generational. We can't expect him to be re-delivering that. Cal Raleigh is a leader. Cal Raleigh is a great catcher. Cal Raleigh is the core of this ball club. He's extremely important beyond the bat. He's a slugger, too. He's not a guy that's going to hit 280, not yet in his career. So he's going to have streaks where he had it going. And then, of course, his side injury sidelines. It's 5 homers in 10 games, and now he's sidelines, and now he's got to try to retrench and figure it out. I thought last night he looked like he was swinging the bat tentatively. He was searching to make sure he was okay. I think we'll see some better swings from him today because I think he's like, okay, I'm fine. Plus, he's going to hit right-handed today, so maybe there's less pressure on his side. I don't want to belabor this whole injury thing because I think he's going to be okay. Look, he's going to hit 30-plus. He's going to drive in 90. He's going to lead this team to the playoffs, but we just have to be willing to let him get through a few of these things, find his rhythm and his timing, and then he'll take off.
And I think when we sit there and talk about Cal Raleigh and the fans as well, you talk about those stats, the home runs, the big dumper hits it out of the park again. But how important is he for that pitching staff?
Oh, he's integral. He leads the staff. I mean, he's kind of a soft and carries a big stick. We don't get a whole lot of him, although we're getting more personality out of him this year. He's doing more ads and more stuff, and we kind of find out the guy's pretty smart and pretty funny, but, he doesn't give you a whole lot. But if you watch him talk, whether it's in the dugout or on the mound, he's animated. The guy's in control. He knows what he needs to do. He knows what he needs to get from the pitcher. The catcher is really controlling the game. When I played, the pitcher controlled the game. Catcher controls the game now because of pitch count and because of pitch calm. Pitchers are now leaning on the catcher because you've got so much time, you get the signal and you go. So Cal is running the show. So there's a lot on his plate. Not easy to control the running game when you can't hold the guy at first base. You can only throw over one time. There's a lot going on, and he's delivering in spades, so it's more than just the bat.
Yeah, you bring up the Raleigh deal and the fact that he is talking more. And, in their early BP on Monday, Naylor comes out of the BP and away from the cage, starts walking the dugout. He looks to the left, and he sees Cal over there with 4 or 5 people around him, cameras going and everything, and he looks over and he goes, "Of course, look who's on television." So even he knows, even his teammates know that he's getting more pub these days.
He is, and there's a lot more that he's responsible for, and he's in the limelight now. But I'll tell you what, he's a nuts and bolts player. Mm-hmm. He wants to play every day. I guarantee you, those 2 days that were out, much like Kyle Sleeger, you have to straitjacket guys like that. And it took more than one guy to straitjacket him, probably 3, because he wants to play. He knows how important it is to show up every day, and you don't have to feel good to play, because he played with that broken thumb. I mean, the guy's playing hurt all the time and never wants to come out. So, but much more responsibility to the media and to some of the things that he's interested in doing. So, and you got to have guys in your team that rib you a little bit.
Sure.
Naylor's the best. I mean, he's irrepressible, right?
All right, let's talk about some of the injuries you guys have talked about a little bit here. But Victor Robles dealing with a pectoral injury. Brendan Donovan coming back from a sports hernia / groin injury. He's expected to join the team in Chicago this weekend. So at least there's some good news coming on the injury front.
I think Donovan hit a double last night in Arkansas. So positive sign there.
Yeah, he gets himself going. This guy, Brendan Donovan, again, much like Cal, nuts and bolts, plays every day, lives and breathes the game, plays with energy. He's a leadoff hitter that can really hit. He can hit doubles. He can spray the ball around. He's what you want at the top of the lineup. Plus, he's got that kind of energy you're looking for.
Julio Rodriguez just had the best April of his career.
Right.
Defense has been shaky.
Easy bar to leap over.
Well,
it's like when we try to jump. It's a good bar.
That's what I always tell kids. If you start low, it's easy to leap up. I mean, I think he hit 212 one April. So, but this was his best April. Positive sign, obviously.
Yeah, I've seen some real adjustments that he's made, probably with the help, of Kevin and of course Edgar. He's flattened his bat. His bat used to be very straight up, and he got little forward press and he would get long to the baseball, and they've flattened his bat, and so he's a little quicker. He can wait a little longer. His hit decisions, his pitch decisions of what he's swinging at are better. And I think that that adjustment, and you have to make adjustments no matter how good you are, and I think it's suiting him. And for the most part, he's getting better balls to hit, and he's hitting the ball up the middle of the field. I want to see this guy hit doubles. I want to see him hit 35, 40 doubles. Of course he wants to hit homers, and he'll get them just because he's so doggone strong. Mm-hmm. But that was a big adjustment for him, and that's why I think he's doing better.
Yeah, that's something Edgar Martinez was talking to Luke Raley about the other day, and Luke has talked about it here in recent weeks, that he really helped him stop swinging for the fences, basically, and controlling his swing, shorten his swing a little bit.
Yeah, these guys, I mean, between Kevin Seitzer and Edgar Martinez, you pretty much cornered the right-hand hitting market, at least in my era, and now that they're coaching, and they don't have to coach, so they're going to give you honest opinions. I think that's the great thing about not having to feel like your job's in jeopardy. You're going to tell people exactly what you think. So I think those two are integral to helping these guys get back on track. It's hard. It's hard to play the game here under a ton of pressure. So you have to be careful how much advice you take. You want to take what works and discard the rest. I think those guys understand that. But really, he's had a great start. Him and Kenzone are quietly carrying the slugging portion of our team. The club needs to see more right-handed pitching, so they get in the lineup more.
I know. And unfortunately, Atlanta switches at the last moment and throws a lefty out today.
That's the other thing. They played Atlanta tough. I mean, this is one of the best teams in the majors right now. They've got great pitching. So, I mean, even though they lost last night 3-2, this is a good team they're playing.
Yeah, I mean, 25-10 when they walked in the door, and they're not playing with all their guys, but then so the Mariners weren't playing with all our guys. Fair is fair. Michael Harris got back in the game last night, no Acuna, but they've got deep pitching. They've got a lineup that can sting you. They've got guys that can put the ball in play. They got guys that can hit the ball in the ballpark. We've seen that. And we're not even seeing the fire-breathing dragon, Chris Sale. So great team. But I think we match up pretty well with them. They got a pretty good portion of right-hand hitting in their lineup. And I don't think that they're an overpowering type of pitching staff. So I think the Mariners are going to win the series. I think they're going to win today. I think Brian Wu on the mound, I like that, and that'll be a good thing to go on the road with.